The encounter between security forces and the ISIS suspect ended early this morning after nearly 12 hours of gunfight and negotiations. ISIS suspect Saifullah was killed in the encounter. According to the Uttar Pradesh Police's ATS, or the anti-terror squad, Saifullah kept on firing despite several warnings being issued to him. He is suspected to have links with the Khorasan network of the ISIS. After the terror suspect was neutralized, the policemen conducted a search of the entire premises. Here is a detailed look.
A chilling terror siege in Lucknow. This terror den in Thakurganj at the center of an anti-terror operation. Gunshots rang out as the anti-terror squad surrounded the house, acting on a tip-off, cordoning off the terror-safe house.
हमारे हिसाब से ये लखनऊ का ही रहने वाला है और हमें जो टिप ऑफ मिली है वो बाहर से आई है.
As the cops tried to smoke out the terrorist, they lobbed tear gas shells at the house, facing immediate retaliatory fire from inside the house. Cops took up strategic positions to secure the periphery, on the streets, on rooftops of adjoining houses. Commandos pressed into action even as the firing continued. The ATS officers asked the terrorist to surrender, but he refused to give in, screaming out his wish to attain martyrdom. By now, cops had worked out a possible terror link to the ISIS and even Madhya Pradesh trained terror. India Today continued to report from the ground even as intermittent firing continued.
At about 11:10 in the night, several rounds of fire were reported inside the house. Yet again, the encounter actually going on for more than 7 hours. The ATS is actually engulfed in a ambush where we believe that 2 terrorists are holed up inside.
Finally, over 11 hours into the gunfight, the ISIS suspect was neutralized and cops had killed Saifullah.
We did everything possible in the book to get the person alive. We used chili bombs, we used tear gas, but this suspect did not come out. So we had to make a forcible entry, we had to storm the place. He fired upon us and we also fired back. And in this gun battle, this person, the suspect, Saifullah, has died.
While security forces eliminated the ISIS terror suspect without any collateral damage, this is a scary reminder of the looming threat of ISIS in India.
Approximately at 2:30, this is the side where the police forces actually concentrated their attention. This is the hole that we are looking at, and the agencies actually drilled this entire hole and put in a camera inside to see what was actually the terror suspect doing. And even they drilled a hole on top. If you see there, that's a smaller hole to get a better view of the activity inside. We do believe that this side was the store and the front side was the room. So the drill on the terrace was for the room and the drill behind was for the store. And you can see that now we can see light from inside, but when the security agencies were drilling inside, there was no light. It was absolutely dark, and that's one reason that the security agencies wanted to be really sure that the terrorists were not active inside, and they took about good 10-15 minutes drilling this piece. Although this is a brick wall, you can see the entire stretch has not even got a single window. Even cops are manning the place on the terrace, you can see, but the entire stretch has not even got a single window, which was actually a stickler as far as finding out the activity of the terror suspect is concerned. With video journalist Kripal Singh, this is Mosmi Singh in Lucknow for India Today.
And we are once again joined by Mosmi Singh, who is out there in Lucknow. Mosmi, good morning to you. We saw you the whole of yesterday covering this nearly 12-hour-long siege, and you're with us early this morning as well. Now, there were a lot of things that you did not and we could not have reported given the sensitivities of the operation which was going on. But now that it stands over, can you take us through just the sequence of events, how the challenge was in terms of, getting this particular terror suspect, and he was repeatedly requested to give up, but he did not. Take us through some of the vital moments of the entire encounter, Maushmi.
That's right, Jugal. About 3:30, this entire operation started with a tip-off of the Intelligence Bureau. As soon as the ATS reached the spot, they actually first knocked at the door of this particular house where they had a brief that this terror suspect was housing himself. And when they knocked at the door, the suspect, Saifullah, actually locked the door from inside, and there he was holed up for the next 3 hours when we could hear firing from Saifullah's side, and we were told that there was no retaliatory fire. Only the exercise was kept to a bare minimum because right from the beginning the ATS had this brief, and they believed that they would want to catch this suspect alive because of the vital terror network that could actually be busted and tactical details that could be got about his future planning. Now, this was about 6 p.m. that the ATS rethinked its strategy, and they thought that maybe using tear gas and chili powder would be a better idea to get this terror suspect alive. And they started using this every hour. Chili powder and also tear gas was thrown inside. Now, the agencies thought that if we could get this ammunition inside the house, it would be more effective. That's where the drilling machines were called in. So this was about at 8:39 p.m. that the drilling machines were actually called in, and then you had a drill, two holes on the terrace and one at the back. The one at the back was about at 2:30, as I said, but the one on the top was the one that they used mainly. But later they realized that the entire exercise would be not fruitful because they had two rooms inside which were not visible from outside. And so one room was the main room where all this fire and where all this ammunition, the tear gas was falling. So that's why they drilled the hole from the back, Jugal, to get an entire ambit of the house accessible to them, and that's how at 3 p.m. they completed the operation.
Maushmi Singh, stay on with us as there is more breaking news that we've accessed now for our viewers.